Hello everyone, this is HotSD here, and today, we have a lot to talk about in this chapter of RWBY Volume 5. The latest one, which is being RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 11, The More the Merrier. Damn, this is the episode that a lot of people are going to be talking about in these past upcoming weeks until the finale, which, remember, this week is not going to be the finale because usually it's chapter 12 that ends the volume. Since, like, I believe volume 2, that has been the case. This year we're getting two more episodes after this week, and then the volume's gonna be done, and then we have to wait for volume 6. I am actually very excited for what we're gonna be seeing these next couple of episodes. This has been a long time since I was on the edge of my seat the entire time in this episode. Like, for no joke, this is probably my favorite episode yet. I thought chapter 10 was amazing, and then I'm like, okay, how can they get it better? Damn, they proved me wrong. They really got better as in this episode. It was basically a lot of build up, but also there was so much more information that we got in this episode that it actually made it a more satisfying from all the stuff that they had before, about all the talking and everything. This made it so worth it. And especially that cliffhanger. If they actually go through with that, that's gonna be wow, that's gonna show if Steve does have some balls to actually kill off the main cast. Because usually in shows, in movies, and video games, that's usually not the case where they just cannot kill off the main cast. If they do it, damn, I'm impressed. Good job with you guys. But seriously, like, I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was like, please don't end, please don't end. And it ended on that freaking cliffhanger of Weiss being stabbed. They ended it like the spear got to like kind of close her heart, but not really. I heard it was near like the gladio or something of that sort. So it's possible she could still live, but she needs to get help fast, or she's going to bleed to death. Because damn, that was a very suspenseful moment, and they weren't kidding when something major was gonna happen. I didn't expect that to happen though. Honestly, if they do kill off Weiss, like I heard some people say they're gonna just stop watching the show altogether, which I don't blame them, because Weiss is a really good character, especially she got a long way from Volume One from being a little, well, being a bitch, to a really good character. I really like her a lot. It would be sad to see her go. Even if we get rid of the W for the show, it would still sound like RWBY. It really would, to be honest. Um, Yeah, it's just this episode. There was a lot to go through. The one thing that really surprised me was that Lionheart was actually a Faunus. I actually did not see that until a little bit when I was watching. I was like, oh wait, he's a Faunus. That's dope. And it kind of makes sense because he's the cowardly lion, and it will make sense he was a Faunus. And also his weapon is probably my favorite weapon of the volume so far. Like, no joke, that is one of my favorite weapons so far. It's so original. It's kind of like those Yu-Gi-Oh weapons, if you know what I'm talking about. It reminded me of it a lot, and the way of how they were doing it is kind of the same way a little bit, and it was very cool, and I really liked it a lot. And it's not good for close range, I would say that. It's very not. Well, we don't know if it is for close range yet, because we only saw a little bit of it in action, and it was actually really awesome, and I really enjoyed it. There was also some Easter eggs in this episode as well. If you look very closely at the fights and you go back to the intro, it is the exact same fight animations. So for the Jade and Mercury fight, it's basically the same animation as well. Nora, Ren, and Hazel also is the same fighting animation, which is actually pretty cool. This is, we almost got into tease of a new song. We almost did, but we didn't get quite there. It was basically more of the instrumentals, which I'm positive that's going to be of a new song that's going to be coming out in the Volume 5 soundtrack. Again, it sounded really awesome. Like, just wow. I was really impressed. Uh, damn, this episode, we also got to see Ruby's silver eyes in the Maya engine. We got to see a brief of it, but then everyone cut it right off, kind of knocked him out during the fight. So I wonder how Ruby's going to react as a scene possibly Rice die, probably in this next chapter. This next chapter is probably gonna make or break everyone from watching the show. So basically, no pressure on Rooster Teeth's fault. I would still be watching even if Rice dies. I would still be going on with the show and how everything is gonna be coming down. Because if they keep going on like this, it's gonna be like the battle with Beacon, where it does not stop. It just keeps going forward, and it never lets some characters put to rest. Like after this episode, I needed a nap. It's like, damn, that was a really fun episode to watch. One thing that really interests me was the beginning of the episode was when we saw the moon. Now we know the moon is going to be very important, and one thing I did notice is that every time we did see the moon, the more before something important happens, or we got to learn some more important information. And every time we did, the moon would kind of shatter a little bit. This time it looks completely shattered, or at least from our angle point of view of it. Now, there was someone from the Discord that actually had a theory that maybe the sun and the moon are the god of darkness and the god of light. That would actually be pretty interesting if that were to be the case, because the moon is going to be somewhat important in the series, as Monty said before he passed away, sadly. Now, I really like the voice acting in this one, especially from Miles Luna, who played John. He did a really good job. Usually, I don't like John's voice, usually, but he did a fantastic job of showing a lot of emotion in his voice. And then this must have been a hard thing to voice act, especially Jessica Negri. I think this is one of the best things that she ever pointed out for Cinder before this point. And she keeps going on like this for the rest of the volume and beyond, Cinder is becoming really like the most hated, probably going to be more hated than Adam after this next episode if Weiss does turn out to end up being dead. Uh, it's just so much stuff that happened in this episode that was kind of hard to compromise. And I need to watch this episode 3 times. Normally I would watch it like twice, but I need to watch it 3 times so I can know, okay, what has been going on here. And also, we could basically blame Lionheart for the Battle of Beacon because he was there since the beginning with Salem. At least before we knew about him, he was always behind the scenes of getting Cinder and More than Mercury access to go to Beacon and go to the Battle Festival tournament and basically wipe out Beacon in itself. And also, Watts kind of helped out with the virus, kind of helped with that. So we can blame those two basically for everything that happened. Sure, we can count Cinder as well for actually doing the final blows on everything, but they were the ones who really helped behind the scenes. And it's very interesting because now we also know that one of the reasons why Crow didn't find anyone was because of the fact that Lionheart sent out information to Salem to get them all killed. Tyrion and Hazel went out and went to go murder them, basically. It wasn't because of his semblance. That's what we thought. Why he couldn't find anyone was because of his semblance. It wasn't. It was actually Lionheart himself. We thought it was a little guy with a semblance. We were wrong. Completely. Like, we weren't even close to the right direction. And the more I watched this episode, the more I questioned with Ozpin. Especially with Lionheart and his conversation between Oscar, there was some with him, like, you have not been in Ozpin's body long, so he's not fully Ozpin yet. So it could be possible that Ozpin might go try to control Oscar at some point. That would be a little bit interesting to say the least, because there was a book back in Volume 1 that Blake was reading that was confirmed to be The Man with Two Souls. And she specifically states some information about the book, and it was probably a hint to what could happen in future seasons. If I remember correctly, she said it's a man with two souls, one trying to fight control over its own body. That could be a hint that Ozpin may not be the person he seems to be. They might try to take over Oscar at some point in the future. Because it also makes me wonder, like, why didn't we see the other person's personality beforehand? Why didn't we see them? That was probably because Ozpin took full control and he's not able to get back to his original spot. But also some people said that there was some times when Ozpin didn't seem Ozpin back in Volume 2, like it kind of felt distorted in a way. which is interesting. I might want to go back to those episodes to know for sure. It definitely makes me want to go back to the prologue stuff with Ruby, because right now we are in Act 1, and we're going to be going to finishing Act 1 next volume. I wonder if, since the Fall of Haven is going to be this volume, because it really is, it's this volume, like they're going all in with it. I wonder if it's going to be the end of the Haven Act, and which is why they kind of do like 10 volumes for the show. I wonder if the show is going to be 10 volumes or 12, depending upon like what arcs they're going to be doing first. So it's kind of interesting if the Haven arc is going to be the ending here on this volume. I'm not going to be doing predictions for chapter 12 until hopefully on Wednesday is when I'm going to be doing those. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be thinking about for chapter 12. And also note, chapter 12 is not going to be the finale for volume 5. I think I remember saying that earlier in the video that chapter 12 is not going to be the finale, which is pretty great because we get more RWBY. Hey! So that's always a good sign to hear to get more RWBY. At least we don't gotta wait pretty long for volume 6. The only downside is we won't get any information on volume 6 probably since August, because that's when RTX Austin is gonna be. That's going to be very interesting because it's always been in July and now it's going to be in August this year. So that's a little bit weird. But we'll see like how that plans out and what information we get on Volume 6. And we are going to be getting one character reveal in the board game for Volume 6. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if he's going to be a villain or we don't know what type of gender that person's going to be. But we know he's going to be a character that's going to be appearing in RWBY Volume 6. So that's going to be interesting to find out who that person is going to be. Could it be possibly a villain or a side character or possibly another main character that's going to be introduced probably in this volume as well? But we just won't get to know more of them until Volume 6. We got a lot to go through for these next 3 episodes. It's going to be a fun ride. No, honestly, I cannot wait to see what's next. Because this was definitely very close to a 10 out of 10. There was some parts in there that kind of downgraded it for me from being a 10 out of 10, but for right now, it was more of a 9 point. There's a 9. There's a 9 out of 10, because it was a really good episode. It's definitely my favorite episode right now. Let's see if chapter 12 can actually beat it. And I'm always afraid to say that because they usually always do. It is probably not for the best reasons. But we'll see. I'm really looking forward to chapter 12. We're also going to be getting chapter 12 preview. When this video comes out, the preview is going to be coming today. From now on, I will be watching the previews because I do want to get a hint of what we could expect in these next chapters. So, yeah, I just can't wait. I need to know some things for the next chapter. Hopefully, the preview doesn't spoil too much, or then this might not show a preview at all. Who knows? Well, we'll wait and find out tomorrow. And at least for me, it's going to be tomorrow. To you guys, it's going to be tonight. I'm really looking forward to chapter 12. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.